Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a really fascinating professional profile, Das Subburaj. In an industry that's notoriously weighed down by heavy, traditional, physical operations, Das represents the exact direction the future of the supply chain is heading. It's incredibly rare to find someone who deeply understands legacy, physical operations, and can simultaneously drive digital transformation. But as we'll see, Das bridges these two worlds absolutely perfectly. So, what actually happens when a decade of hard-earned logistics expertise meets cutting-edge AI? Well, it's not a hypothetical. We're going to unpack exactly how this hybrid approach redefines efficiency. We'll see how Das combines deep, hands-on operational knowledge with the absolute latest digital tools to completely upgrade how work gets done. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, Meet Das Subburaj. Das is based out of Mumbai, India. And honestly, this matters immensely. Mumbai isn't just a city, right? It's a chaotic, high-stakes global commercial hub. Operating out of there means Das is stress-tested daily by the raw complexities of international trade. It gives him a front-row seat to the actual pulse of global supply chains. 10 years! That's a full decade of overall professional experience Das brings to the table. This establishes a really solid baseline of professional maturity. We're talking a full decade of navigating complex corporate environments, solving tricky business problems, and adapting to constant industry shifts. And out of those 10 years, more than 6 have been spent entirely in the trenches of international logistics, supply chain operations, and freight forwarding. This creates what we often call a T-shaped professional. Broad corporate maturity across the top, supported by a very deep, specialized vertical in the highly demanding world of global freight. Moving on to Section 2, Expertise in Global Logistics. Das doesn't just specialize in one narrow lane. Throughout his career, he's managed end-to-end shipment operations across all 3 major transport modes: air freight, ocean freight, and road freight. Moving goods seamlessly across land, sea, and sky is notoriously tough, but it means he deeply understands how to mitigate delays when cargo inevitably transfers between entirely different operational environments. Now, to manage all those global shipments, Das has mastered a seriously dense matrix of critical skills. We're talking rigorous carrier coordination, flawless import and export documentation, smooth customer relationship management, dynamic shipment tracking, and a relentless focus on process optimization. He also fully understands complex Incoterms. And that is absolutely vital, because mastering those specific trade terms is exactly what prevents costly international disputes before they can even happen. It's the exact tactical mastery required to tame the inherent chaos of global logistics. All right, Section 3, the AI-powered operator. Now here's where the traditional bottleneck completely breaks. Standard logistics still heavily relies on manual documentation and slow, repetitive reporting. Das, however, actively executes AI-enabled workflows. He's expanded his expertise into modern business operations by utilizing cutting-edge tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Microsoft Copilot. He isn't just relying on the way things have always been done, he's actively upgrading the core operational engine itself. So, what does this actually look like in practice? Well, anyone in traditional freight knows the sheer volume of paperwork is just staggering. Das uses AI to slash right through that heavy documentation. He rapidly drafts and updates standard operating procedures, literally saving hundreds of hours of manual labor. He accelerates reporting workflows and ultimately heavily supports overall operational efficiency. It's like taking all that chaotic traditional freight knowledge and supercharging it with modern artificial intelligence. Which brings us to Section 4, Vision for Mavenswood. When looking toward the future, Das's own words are incredibly telling here. He says he is actively seeking, quote, the opportunity to contribute in a fast-moving, innovation-driven environment. He genuinely thrives on solving operational challenges, improving business processes, and collaborating with global teams across different functions. This results in a truly powerful 3-pronged value proposition: deep logistics expertise, proven operations management, and AI-assisted workflow optimization. Look, this just isn't about moving boxes from point A to point B anymore. It's about optimizing the data, the information, and the precise processes that make that physical movement possible in the first place. Because of this incredibly unique toolkit, his impact isn't isolated to just one single department. Das is absolutely primed to act as a highly effective cross-functional asset. He brings immediate, tangible value across core operations, the broader supply chain, high-level business operations, and crucial digital transformation initiatives. Ultimately, DOS is seeking a long-term home to build exactly this kind of scalable future. So, I'll leave you with this thought. As supply chains become increasingly complex and data-driven, are you ready to build scalable global operations together? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.